Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Septina Dwi Putri with attendance number 14. My lecturer name is Ma'am Dewi Novita. Now, I will presentation or material cross-cultural understanding about topic culture shock and cultural conflict. Definition: culture shock is the trauma you experience when you move into culture different your home culture. Next cause of shock culture. The first is limitation. Besides language barrier, frustration, anxiety, and stress. Second is telecommunication system. Things like grocery shopping, gas station system, getting to work, and other things. Third is fright. Some people is not being able to eat the food they are accustomed to. The last is the issue of values. The problem of difference in religions, cultural, moral, and behavioral values. Next, the symptoms of shock culture includes are irritation, homesickness, loneliness, nervousness, loss of appetite, sleeplessness, feeling tired, extreme pride in one's culture, hypersensitivity or excitability, and other things. Next, the stage of shock culture and cultural adjustment. Cultural shock can be described as consisting of at least one of four distinct phases: honeymoon, negotiation, adjustment, and mystery. The first is honeymoon. You feel the difference between the old and new culture are seen in romantic life. During the first few weeks, most people are fascinated by the new culture. The second is negotiation. After some time, usually around 3 months, depending on the individual, difference between the old and new culture become apparent and may create anxiety. The third is adjustment. After some time, one grows accustomed to the new culture and develop routine, and things become more normal. One starts to develop problem-solving skill for dealing with the culture and begin to accept the culture's ways with a positive attitude. Last is mastery. Someone can be able to participate fully and comfortably in the host culture. Next, coping the shock culture are striving to become more culturally relativistic and flexible in thinking and behavior. Developing enthusiasm for learning about the host culture, good and successful cross-cultural communication, and the last, move further along the continuum of cross-cultural understanding and interaction. Next, I will explain about cultural conflict. Definition of cultural conflict is a problem that exists in intercultural communication, which includes perceptions, attitude, and interpretation. Cultural conflict occur in cultural difference and cultural similarities. The cause of cultural conflict. The first is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism often entails the belief that one's own race or ethnic group is the most important, that some or all aspects of its culture are superior to those of other groups. The second is misinterpretation. Misinterpretation happens because people fail to interpret the verbal and nonverbal communication. Because one culture to another has different sign and meaning system on verbal and nonverbal communication. Next is stereotype. Stereotypes are generalization of people groups based on past experience which are deep rooted in the psyche of the people. Negative stereotype may lead to prejudice, suspicion, intolerance, or hatred toward members of other cultural groups. Next is dealing with cultural conflict. Ethnocentrism, misinterpretation, and stereotype can be prevented by interest awareness of our own attitude and sensitivity to cross-cultural difference. There are ways dealing with cultural conflict. First, if we are subject to upsetting or offensive behavior, or if you witness such a thing happening to someone else, clearly, firmly, and simply state that the behavior is upsetting. Second, if the behavior is offensive but not threatening or aggressive, whether the person apologizes or says nothing, let it go the first time. Third is if the behavior threatening or aggressive, or if the offensive behavior recurs, tell someone and follow the guidance. The fourth, if we feel unable to comfort the situation directly, or if we are unsure about whether or not to act upon something, promptly discuss the issue with someone such as a friend, colleague, supervisor, employee advisor, or counselor. The five, no matter who is involved in the negative interaction, whether the offensive behavior is directed at us or we witness it happen to someone else, it is important that some action is taken promptly. Okay, thank you for watching my video about culture shock and cultural conflict. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.